I served divorce at my own baby party. Open it. Open it. My family chants like we're summoning a cake spirit. I hand my wife the envelope and smile. She's shaking. My lawyer nods from the back, blending in with the balloon garland like a well-dressed threat. I already know the gender. I already know the father. Spoiler, not me. Confetti cannons crouch on tripods like party artillery. I brought legal confetti. Pink or blue? Try black and white math. Also, these aren't color results. They're divorce papers. My cousin whispers, "You sure?" I say positive in the way calculators are. She shouldn't have invited my accountant, or my lawyer, or frankly, me. But here we are, cameras up, truth loaded, party set up and fault lines. We walk into pastel warfare. The living room looks like a baby shower, fought at a craft store, and both sides lost. There's a DIY thrown for a grandma judge, actual embroidered sash, seer of character, which is a bold claim for someone who once invested in Beanie Babies as a retirement plan. My wife squeezes my hand, a curated squeeze for the cameras, pressure calibrated like a product demo, then does that hostess glide, skimming rugs like a politician. I grew up 2 blocks over. She didn't. We met because my cousin forgot her wallet at a taco truck and my wife loaned us $10 with a smile that signed a short-term loan on my common sense. She liked plans, mood boards, and the idea of family, capital F, trademark pending. I liked her laughing with a mouthful of cilantro. It was a workable merger until spreadsheets started telling jokes I didn't understand, and calendars started managing my feelings like a hostile takeover. This party matters to her family like quarterly earnings matter to shareholders. Her mother pinned a rule sheet to the fridge, no alcohol for her. Lots of opinions for me. No negative vibes. No surprises unless curated. No tears unless photogenic. Addendum. No slouching, no shadows. No truth without prior approval. I read it and asked where they'd like me to store my humanity during the event. She circled garage and underlined it like a policy update. Roll call. My ride-or-die cousin Tash, who can weaponize a raised eyebrow. My best friend Nate, mess in jeans and loyalty. And her coworker Derek, who smiles like a LinkedIn profile picture that knows your salary. Derek brings a diaper cake and says, "We stayed late at the lab all week." He doesn't work at a lab. He works in marketing, which is a lab if you're experimenting on truth. My wife dodges eye contact the way gym memberships dodge accountability. She's all curated affection, hand on my chest when cameras swing our way, phone face down with that guilty posture of a raccoon, pretending it wasn't in the trash. I clock exits, witness count, camera angles, power positions near the throne, and where the nearest water is if someone decides to cry on command. I start a mental checklist. Who heard what, who records, who believes optics over math. Like I'm pre-flighting a plane I know will make an emergency landing. Add cadence of her phone, cadence of mine, syncs and delays. The optics here could host their own TED Talk. The honesty is somewhere under the couch cushions with the TV remote. Our last 3 good conversations and whatever's left of my optimism. Her mom's sweep. Test my outfit, lands on. We'll get you a better shirt for photos. Horizontal lines widen. I say, so does unsolicited feedback. She doesn't blink. She never blinks. She's a gecko in pearls, regulating the climate and everyone's self-esteem with the same stare. Grandma Judge does her rounds like a parole officer. She pats my cheek and says, "You look tired." I say, "Marriage cardio." She hums, which in Grandma means, "I'll revisit this on Facebook later." The MC, her cousin, who once DJ'd Awake, tests the mic squeal. Everyone groans. I make a mental note, add earplugs to survival kit. The stakes? Simple. Her family's image is the stadium. The baby is the halftime show. All auxiliary power. Except I already know the power's borrowed and the meter's busted. That knowledge sits in my pocket like a hot coin. My phone buzzes. Not the rhythm I'm waiting for. Just Nate, "You good?" I text back, "Define good." He replies with a hot dog emoji, which isn't helpful, but somehow helps. She does a lap with the guest registry like she's auditing generosity. I trail, acting supportive in public, investigative in private. The guys from my basketball league corner me at the queso and ask if I'm ready to be a dad. I say, I'm ready to be honest. They laugh like it's a joke. It is, but not the funny kind. MIL's rules hover. No swearing, no politics, no unflattering angles. I wonder if gravity got a pass. She waves me over for a quick word. It's a performance note. When we do the reveal, please react big. This family thrives on emotion. I say, great, I've got one. She blinks, almost. Make it hopeful. I nod. Hopeful is cute. Truthful will do. I find, Tash by the punch, inspecting the DIY throne. You see this? She says. They put little scales on the armrests. I say, symbolism subtle as a brick. She leans in. You sure about today? I look at my wife laughing with Derek, a touch too familiar for an office with HR. I'm sure about tonight. Tash sips. Okay, I'm the bouncer for your sanity. Tap me in. Nate appears with plates of sliders. I brought bribes. He lowers his voice. You're a lawyer? I nod toward the back door. A dark suit blends with helium shadows. He's in the building. Nate whistles. You're really gonna do it here? I keep my smile. Confetti's already paid for. She circles back to me, face bright. We should thank everyone before the games. I say, great idea, and we do our couple's gratitude tour, reciting lines like actors who haven't read the third act. Her dad, silent and soft around the edges, squeezes my shoulder. It stays with me, the small decency in a house that worships large optics. The MC calls for a guessing game. Due dates on sticky notes, bets in a jar, laughter lubricating discomfort. I crack some jokes. She overperforms cheer like she's auditioning for a role she already hates. I can smell the veneer. It smells like lemon cleaner and dread. I pocket a pin, make a tiny star on the back of my hand. Don't overplay it. Don't glow. Don't go nuclear. Checklist. Breathe, document, witness, boundary. Shoulders down, water in hand, facts only. Just present the evidence and let math do what math does. Boring miracles. The room buzzes, the cameras blink, the throne waits. Then the hints start tapping me on the shoulder like unpaid parking tickets. Subtle clues that something's off. The first tap hits at the gift table. There's a white card on a silver ribbon from Dr. H. Can't wait to meet you, little peanut. That would be heartwarming if her OB weren't Dr. Patel, and if Peanut wasn't what Derek calls everyone when he's pretending to be charming. I smile. I photograph the card like it's a rare bird. Tash leans over my shoulder. Who's Dr. H? I say, apparently. We're taking referrals from the alphabet now. Treat S. The cake. 3 tiers. Fondant so shiny, I can see my future not happening in it. The topper is a scripted baby, her maiden name, my last name, but not really, except they misspelled my last name with an extra L and nailed hers with diacritical precision. The baker blames autocorrect, my mother blames fate. I asked the baker if autocorrect also requested her college crust piped in buttercream. She says they emailed assets. Of course they did. Branding the betrayal, bold move. It's not a cake, it's a press kit with frosting, KPIs and sugar, and a mission statement about legacy. MIL is in full tour guide mode. She parks at my elbow and drops a line like she's tossing bread to coy. Finally, a real heir, she says, eyes fixed on the cake like it's a stock ticker. The word finally sticks in my ear like gum on a shoe. Finally? I ask. We've been married for 4 years. She pats my arm like I've asked where babies come from. Timing is everything, she says. Translation, the calendar she's using doesn't match the one on my phone. Bathroom break. Not mine, hers. Except I'm near the hallway when 2 bridesmaids slip in whispering Monday results. That phrase lands between my ribs. Monday results. Pregnancy tests don't usually come with business week phrasing and cadence. One says she was freaking out. The other says it's fine. Derek said it would clear things up. My brain highlights Derek in yellow and adds him to column B, variables. I cough by accident, real cough, not fear. They freeze like raccoons caught by the porch light. I rinse my hands I didn't wash and leave with the dignity of a man who just overheard his own plot twist and filed it under evidence, pending. Back in the main room, my Aunt Edie leans close to my wife and says, "You'll have your eyes." Cute line. My wife flinches so hard the pin on her blouse rotates north. "We should set the snacks out," she chirps to no one, changing the subject with the speed of a magician who's run out of doves. Edie looks at me, frowns. "Did I say something wrong?" I say, "You said something accurate." She blinks. The room has too many blinking people. No one's seeing. Derek floats by with a tray like a waiter in witness protection. "Peanut brittle," he says. I hear, "Guilt fragment?" I take one because chewing buys time. "How's the lab?" I ask. He smirks. "Product testing is brutal." He doesn't sell products. He sells stories. He walks away before I can ask which beaker he left his conscience in. Tash tugs my sleeve and nods toward the photo backdrop, a wall of pastel fans and one neon sign, "Better Together." She whispers, "That's the nursery palette she showed me." I say, "Her nursery?" She gives me a face like I've asked if water is optional. "Those swatches don't match your rental's living room. That's not your light." She's right. The photo she sent me last week had northern light on a matte wall. We face east, gloss finish. I've argued with less conviction over paint than I'm feeling right now. "Maybe she found a filter," I say. Tash says, "Maybe she found a second set of keys." My phone buzzes again. Same number from earlier. Unknown, triple tap, the cadence of someone who thinks persistence is proof. Wife's phone buzzes exactly 3 beats later. I log the sync. Time, tone, face. Add micro freeze. Inhale length. I flick left. She glances. Face goes blank. Slides the phone under a napkin like it's a misbehaving toddler. I say, "Everything okay?" She smiles. Teeth. No eyes. Catering. Our caterer is standing 10 feet away, chewing a carrot like a witness. The MC corrals people for a game. Guess the baby's birthday. Someone yells, "Tax season!" Everyone laughs except me and the IRS. I write down a date that's physically impossible given the math I'm doing in my head. It's petty. It's also data. Wife peeks at my card, frowns. "That's too soon." I say, "Is it?" She blinks again. The ceiling fan starts to look like a lie detector. Her dad materializes near the punch like a ghost with good timing. "You holding up, son?" he asks. He rarely calls me son. When he does, it's to apologize in advance for something he won't stop. "I'm good," I lie. He stares at the cake. "Your name's wrong," he says quietly. I told him. They wouldn't change it. He rubs his ring finger like it's a worry stone, then drifts away, leaving a small cloud of decency behind him. Mill climbs a chair for a mini toast, plastic flute held like a gavel. "To legacy," she says. "To continuing what we built." She never says family when business will do. People cheer because cheering is cheaper than thinking. I clink my cup with Nate. He whispers, "You got the thing?" I tap my pocket. He exhales like a man who bet the mortgage on the weather. Another tap. My wife's shrink Kara, the one who labels her spices and emotions. She hugs me too long for a friend and says she's just stressed. I say, "By which part?" Kara's eyes slide toward the hallway bathroom, then away like she's being coached by legal. "You know how she is." I do. That's the problem. The gift table grows a spine. Boxes stack into a pyramid of expectation. On top, a onesie that says Dad's Mini. The font is wrong. The joke is, too. Tash snaps a photo and mutters, "Exhibit C." I ask, what were A and B? She says, the card in the cake. Keep up, counsel. We passed the nursery mood board printed on foam like an IPO prospectus. There's a crib circled in red, a rocker circled twice, and a lamp that costs more than my first car. A post-it reads, delivery, June 3rd, ship to loft. Loft. We do not have a loft. We rent a 2-bedroom with a loud radiator and a landlord named Maybe Tomorrow. My tongue does a backflip. Tash raises an eyebrow so high it needs oxygen. I wander to the coat room under pretense of finding my jacket and find my second hint. A messenger bag I don't recognize, monogrammed HD inside, a folder stamped with a private clinic's logo I do recognize from a late-night search, non-invasive prenatal paternity testing. There's a receipt. There's a date. There's a number. Chain of custody forms nested like smug dolls. I don't touch the papers. I don't need to. I take a breath so deep my ribs creak and text my lawyer one word, confirm. Back in the living room, my Aunt Edie waves me over to the couch where Grandma Judge has posted up. Grandma peels an orange with the gravity of a surgeon. You look like a man who read a spoiler, she says. I chuckle. It's a page turner. She nods at my wife across the room, laughing too brightly at something Derek said. Does she know you read ahead? I shake my head. She thinks I'm still on chapter 2. Grandma pops a slice in her mouth. Finish the book, then choose a library. The whispers change key. People notice when reality starts tuning itself. A bridesmaid fidgets with a necklace, looks at me, looks away. A cousin whispers to a cousin, nodding toward the back door, where the black suit stands, patient as a moon. My wife floats back to my side with a tray. Try the spinach puffs, she says. I bite one undeveloped spinach puffs, she says. I bite one I bite one on one label. It tastes like guilt and feta. Delicious, I say. She touches my forearm, a gentle press that used to mean I'm here. Now it feels like, are you? We pose for a photo under better together. The neon hums. My smile is polite and sharp. Her smile looks like a held breath. The camera flashes. Somewhere in the house, a timer dings, like fate baked something. I lean into her cheek. You okay? I ask. She nods, too fast. You? I say, I'm ready. I catch my reflection in the window. A man in a decent shirt standing inside pastel warfare with a pocket full of math. Behind me, the confetti cannons wait like bored soldiers. The party hums. The clues line up like dominoes. I told myself I was paranoid, which is exactly what you say before the plot twist shows up with receipts. Pressure builds, performances crack. The games begin like a hostage negotiation with cupcakes. The MC hollers, guess the due date, and hands out tiny pastel pencils that write like they're unionized. I stall with jokes. If the baby's punctual, they're not related to me. People laugh, relieved to have a safe sound. My wife cranks the cheer to 11, voice bright enough to sanitize surfaces. She claps on the offbeat, which she never does. Acting is hard when the script's melting. MIL taps a glass. Family gather. Legacy awaits. The word legacy lands like a corporate memo. She toasts continuity and shareholders in love, and I swear I hear a bell ring like we just IPO'd a human. My cup meets Nate's. He mutters, she's one legal pad away from calling this Q2 reproduction. I grin without teeth. Don't give her slides. Derek hovers near the snack table like a brand ambassador for poor decisions. Man, late nights at the lab, he says to no one, and several someones turn their heads. I raise a brow. Which lab? He winks. You know, I don't. He doesn't either. But the lie has a rhythm they've rehearsed. Kara winces behind him like the conscience they forgot to mute. My wife's phone buzzes. 3 taps, pause, 3 taps. The bat signal for secrets. Micro-panic flashes across her face, gone in a blink, but not from me. She slides the phone under a coaster like that's how coasters work. Everything okay? I asked, casual as a cat. Just the caterer, she says, while the caterer counts forks behind us, aggressively unbothered. I breathe through it. Internal vow, no scenes unless truth is locked. Control the narrative, control the noise. I can feel the envelope in my jacket like a second heartbeat. I text my lawyer, 5 minutes. He replies with a thumbs up, the most comforting emoji I've seen all year. The MC ushers us into baby traits bingo. Squares labeled dimples, hair, attitude. Grandma Judge plants a sticker on attitude and says, insurance policy. I call out, who's got MIL forgets boundaries? A cousin laughs, cuts it off short when Mill swings her laser pointer eyes. My wife nudges my ribs, a public nudge, the kind that says not now, not never, not here. I nod. Not here is adorable. We're minutes from here. Mill raises her voice for another toast because one wasn't enough. To strong roots and stronger branches, she says, eyes grazing me like I'm a decorative fern. To men who step up. I feel the room tilt, a slow slide towards something with edges. Tash whispers, she's daring you. I say, she can collect her prize at the counter. Across the room, Derek slips to the hallway. Kara follows, whispers sharp as glass. She gestures toward my wife, toward me, toward the ceiling like God's involved and irritated. They reemerge, smiling the way toddlers smile after drawing on a wall. My wife pops to my side with a tray of fruit. Watermelon? She chirps. I bite one. It tastes like July and performance anxiety. The MC shouts, lightning round. Couples trivia, because nothing cements a relationship like public quizzing. Where did you first say I love you? He asks. I answer, in a parking lot with bad lighting. She answers, on the couch during a thunderstorm. We grin at the difference like it's cute. Tash marks a tally on her mental board. Mismatched memories, 1. Another buzz, her phone, then mine. Unknown number. Are you ready? I don't answer. I don't need to. The answer is baked into the floorboards. My wife's eyes flicker to the back door where the black suit stands in helium shadow. She doesn't clock him as mine. She clocks him as not hers. Same result. Nate sidles up, slips a napkin into my hand like it's contraband. Inside. Breathe. Shoulders down. Finish your water. I smirk. Did you pack me a lunch too? He whispers. It's in the car, next to the spare dignity. I drink. I lower my shoulders. I catalog exits, witnesses, cameras. I'm building a cathedral of calm from IKEA parts. MIL corrals the elders for a photo that looks like a hostile takeover in pearls. She positions me at the edge, her daughter centered, Derek accidentally in frame until Tash physically swaps him with a potted fern. Better foliage, she says. Derek laughs too loud. My wife's smile wobbles. The room's oxygen changes flavor. I catch a bridesmaid, Lev, with guilt fogging her eyes. She won't meet my gaze, then does, abrupt like a sneeze. She mouths, I'm sorry, then shakes her head a fraction, a no that means more like I can't. I file it where I keep all the almost truths. The MC claps. Final game, before the big moment. Advice for the parents. Pins appear. Cards fill. Sleep when the baby sleeps. Date nights matter. Don't let your mother-in-law move in. That one's from my mother, signed with a smiley face that carries a knife. I write, tell the truth early. It grows only grows. unedited. It grows the truth early. It grows My wife reads a card aloud, hands trembling like poor Wi-Fi. Communication is key, she says. Mel applauds like she invented it. My wife's eyes skim mine, then slide away. Index, finding the same invisible splinter on her thumb it's found all week. She's unraveling her sweater, one tug at a time, and doesn't know I can see the pile of yarn. The balloon guy, yes we have one, wheels in a silver cart like a magician rolling a lion. A giant opaque balloon sits like a moon, flanked by 2 confetti cannons in truce white. Ready for the reveal, he calls, cheerful, oblivious? And fate, smug as ever, says absolutely. I step forward, mic borrowed from the MC with a thank you smile. Before we pop anything, I say, quick thanks. The room turns, attention like heat. Thank you for showing up for us, for the little one, for family. We planned a small twist on tradition, just to try something radical. MIL tilts her head, suspicion sniffing around the edges. My wife stiffens, a violin string, about to snap. We're going to reveal the truth before we reveal the color. There's the gasp I was promised. A ripple, then a hush that drops coins into the fountain. I nod toward the back door. It opens on cue. My lawyer steps in, neutral white envelope in hand, expression pleasant in the way spreadsheets are pleasant, orderly, inevitable. The cameras rise like prairie grass in the room. Grandma Judge leans forward, eyes bright like it's Jeopardy. I pat my pockets. Oh no, I deadpan. I forgot the envelope. Performative scramble. The MC chuckles, relieved for a second like maybe this is just another bit. Found it, I say, as my lawyer reaches me and places the white envelope in my palm like a verdict. MIL leans forward, confiscation energy, until my lawyer's polite step back draws an invisible line she can't cross without becoming content. Mil's smile is too fast. Glitch. What is this? She asks, trying to keep velvet in her voice and finding velvet's cheaper cousin felt. My wife blinks, a deer in LED headlights. Gosh, stunned, beautiful, doomed. I take her hand, the one with the ring that suddenly looks like punctuation at the end of a sentence I don't believe in anymore. I press the envelope into her fingers. One tiny change, I say, keeping my voice even, almost soft. Reveal the truth first. The silence stretches, thins, holds. She stares at the flap like it might bite. In a way, it will. Her breath stutters. The room leans. Confetti cannons wait like patient jurors. She opens it. Not yet the numbers, not yet the crash. Just the sound of paper refusing to lie. Set piece, the lawyer entrance. The room inhales like one organism as my lawyer crosses the carpet with that calm predator gait only people who bill by the hour have. He blends with a balloon garland, white, silver, judgment. Nate mutters, "That's our Hail Mary," and Tash corrects, "That's our Hail Lawyer." Grandma Judge sits forward, orange slice paused mid-air like a held gavel. I take the mic with 2 fingers as if it's hot. Quick intermission before color, I say, pleasant as a flight attendant about to announce a water landing. Laughter flickers, then dies, respectful of the envelope in my wife's hands. The DJ lowers the music like he's dimming the lights on a Broadway confession. MIL scans for exits she can control and finds none. Traditionally, I continue, you shoot confetti and argue about names on Facebook. I was trying something new. Honesty first. I keep my tone mild, gentle almost. I'm not here to scorch earth. I'm here to add sunlight and let mildew confess. Control the room, control the noise. My wife's eyes knock on mine. Don't. My hand answers, we have to. Her fingers worry the glue on the flap. There's a ring impression on her skin, a pale band where jewelry sat like an alibi. She slides a nail under the paper. The envelope sighs open, a tiny sound that still carries. Somewhere, Kara clutches Derek's wrist hard enough to reset his watch. The MC sticks to script like a lifeboat. A little, twist, he says brightly, sweat apologizing at his hairline. Truth first, he repeats like a slogan, no brand approved. MIL smiles, too many teeth, and addresses the room without taking her eyes off the envelope. We love a surprise, she purrs, which is rich coming from a woman who schedules spontaneity. As long as it's happy. Her hand twitches toward the flap like she's HR for truth and needs to confiscate it. Same, I say, and nod to my lawyer. He steps half a pace back, hands clasped, neutral as Switzerland with better tailoring. For clarity, I tell the room, we consulted a reputable lab. 2, actually. I don't look at Derek. Everyone else does. My wife hesitates. This is insane, she whispers, small enough to be mistaken for stage fright. We should do this privately. We tried privately, I answered, just loud enough for the front row, which means loud enough for everyone. Privately kept getting rescheduled. Grandma Judge speaks like a bell. Read it. Even the neon Better Together hums in agreement. Wife pulls out the first page. She reads the header silently. Clinic name, barcode, those little boxes that say we did real science, not backyard witchcraft. Her eyes stick to a line that starts fetal and ends with fraction. She doesn't breathe. She flips to the next page as if speed can outrun content. MIL claps once, brittle. We trust our family, not paperwork. She reaches a little too fast, like she might physically confiscate consequences. My lawyer shifts a toe, barely, and the air says no for him. He tilts his head like a polite owl. Tash says, we trust math. It has fewer opinions. I explain to the guests in my best "you're safe now" voice. Non-invasive prenatal paternity testing. Mouth swab, blood draw, chain of custody. They check fetal DNA circulating in maternal blood. They compare it to alleged fathers. I gesture to myself. Alleged. Calm is my weapon. Procedure is my punchline. Someone's uncle goes, huh, like this is a cooking demo. The balloon guy lowers his cart, enthralled. My wife lands on the paragraph that matters. I see it when her pupils contract like a camera shutter, trying not to cry. Her mouth opens, empty of words. The paper shakes. I take the mic closer to my chest. Take your time, I say, which is cruel and also kind. MIL attempts a pivot worthy of a PR deck. Sweetheart, we don't need to, my wife reads. Voice a thread. Probability of paternity for the tested alleged father. Her throat works. She swallows asphalt. 0.00%. Silence hits hard enough to move furniture. A slider commits suicide off Uncle Lou's plate. Grandma Judge says, oh, like a hymn that finally found its note. I keep my voice steady the way you hold a glass while an earthquake negotiates with your floor. That's not pink or blue, I say. That's math. A ripple passes through the room, shock into calculation into sympathetic reach for phones they don't dare raise. Nate's eyes shine. Tash mouths. Breathe. Kara covers her mouth. Derek studies the carpet fiber with PhD intensity. My wife cycles in fast cuts, anger snaps to denial. Denial curdles into bargaining. Labs make mistakes, she says to the page, to me, to the universe. They do. They must. She hunts for a smudge that turns a zero into hope. She flips to the footer like the truth might have a typo. We should talk. Alone. We will talk, I say, after we stop lying with our bodies in a room full of witnesses. I gesture with my chin. Not cruel, not kind, just firm. Read the seal. Boundaries. First, feelings later. Reverse the usual disaster order. She stares at the little hologram like it personally betrayed her. MIL steps forward, smile shedding lipstick. Hand it here, she says, the command voice of a woman who once got a judge to apologize for his own gavel. She reaches. My lawyer clears his throat softly. It's a drop of rain that forecasts a storm. Please don't tamper with the original, he says, calm as a fridge. For anyone concerned about accuracy, a duplicate from a separate lab is available. Gasps pop like small fireworks. Mill freezes, smiles again, smaller. Of course you brought duplicates, she says, trying to make competence sound tacky. Receipts travel in pairs, I reply. The MC, bless his career prospects, half raises the mic. So, should we? Confetti? He trails off as 20 heads turn to incinerate him with looks. He sets the mic down like it's alive. Derek finds his courage in the bottom of a plastic cup. This is a circus, he announces to three people in the moral abyss. Science is complicated. Tash laughs once, low. Not this one, champ. My wife's knees think about giving up. She leans on the cake table. The cake bears it, as cakes do. She looks at me with eyes I recognize from our wedding photos. The ones before we learned how to pose as strangers. How long have you known? Long enough to make sure, I say. Short enough to give you this last soft moment. MIL snaps. Soft? You humiliate my daughter and call it soft? She turns to the room, collecting sympathies like coupons. He ambushed us. I tilt the first page toward the crowd, careful not to expose numbers that deserve privacy. Ambush would have been when I found the clinic folder in the coat room and lit this place on fire. Today is a safety demonstration. Her dad, who's been quiet, speaks up, voice rough. Let him finish. 3 words. The room chooses a jury box over a coliseum. I take the second envelope from my lawyer, a simple twin, white and indifferent. For the record, I say, second clinic. New draw, different chain of custody, same result. I set it on the table like a chess piece that just checkmated the family crest. Mill's mouth forms an O big enough to host a grievance. She reaches again. My lawyer steps once, an elegant intercept. Nate drifts closer, casual as weather. Tash plants herself like a traffic cone between the truth and anyone allergic to it. I look at my wife. Not at the dress, not at the party, not at the version of us we rented for company. Just her. We can still be decent, I say, softening for the first time. But we cannot be pretend. Her breath shudders. The envelope edges bow in her grip. In the corner, the confetti cannons wait, white and patient, like jurors promised a verdict. Grandma Judge finally eats her orange slice and whispers, "Let the next page speak." The DNA reveal. She lowers her eyes to the page like it might ignite. Fetal fraction. She reads under her breath, the way you read calorie counts you plan to ignore. Maternal blood sample collected. She stalls at the barcode like it's a maze with a prize that bites. The room learns how to be quiet in new ways. I keep my tone steady, radio host calm. For the folks following along at home, that line just says the test had enough baby DNA to call the ball. I smile without heat. Spoiler, it called it. She flips to page 2. Her fingers leave a tiny shine where nerves make skin slick. She finds the paragraph I already memorized the way you memorize exits on a plane that looks fine until it doesn't. Her lips form the word alleged like it's personally offensive. Alleged father, my name. Probability of paternity, she stops. The room leans. 0.00%. The air leaves like we opened a window underwater. Uncle Lou drops a slider. Grandma Judge's O lands like a soft gavel. Phone cameras think about stretching, then decide they fear my lawyer more than virality. Growth. That's not pink or blue, I say, gentler than my jaw wants to be. That's math. I keep my shoulders down like I'm hosting a yoga class for panic. She flinches like math slapped her. Then she sprints the emotional hurdles in record time. Anger? You set me up. Denial. Labs mess up. Bargaining. We should talk. Just us. In the car now. She grabs my wrist. Her nails try to sign a treaty into my skin. MIL goes full PR. Family, this is a misunderstanding, she announces, voice sugary with undertow. We will review privately. We ask for your grace while we clarify. She half bows, already drafting a press release in her corneas. Clarifying is why I brought receipts, I say. Also why I brought duplicates. I tap the second envelope. The room hears a gavel. MIL's smile loses 2 teeth. Derek coughs like guilt is contagious, and he's patience zero. Kara's eyes do the math and arrive at mercy with conditions. Quick flashback break for the jurors. Tuesday, she said she had a late OB check. Dr. Patel's office closes at 5. No. Elevator camera, which has never lied to me, timestamped her at 8:30 East Side Private Clinic. Thursday, her coworker said late nights at the lab. He markets trends, not blood. Friday, the messenger bag monogram that doesn't belong to anyone here contained chain of custody forms that linked like Lego bricks. If denial had a playlist, she put it on loop. I turned the volume down and called a lawyer who loves paperwork more than sleep. Mel flicks her wrist for the envelope. My lawyer's head tilts. Let's keep original documents intact, he says, like someone asking people not to lick museum paintings. A second certified copy is available if you want to try your luck at arguing with identical numbers. Tash steps forward, voice low, clean. Numbers don't cheat. People do. Kara's breath hitches like she swallowed a fork. Derek stares at the floor pattern as if it's an exit strategy. My wife's eyes flood, then hold. You blindsided me, she whispers, a child's accusation spoken through adult teeth. You scheduled me, I say, not raising my voice, not lowering it either. I take my phone out, open the text I printed, and also save like a nervous squirrel. After the reveal, I read, "We'll sit him down about the money. He'll calm down if I cry." The thread continues. He'll sign the condo loan if he thinks it's for the nursery. Derek's name, Bubbles Blue. Kara's gray bubble says, "This is too much." My wife's bubble, "It's just timing." MIL tries to pivot to character assassination, the classic play. He's vindictive, she tells the room. He's always been sensitive about resources. She meant money, but wanted to say bloodline. Sensitive about consent, I correct. About being asked, not told. About not signing loans for children who aren't mine. I lift the duplicate envelope, slide the page out just enough to flash the clinic header, then slide it back like a magician who hates rabbits. Bridesmaid lie breaks like a paper cup. Monday results was her pregnancy panel, she blurts, tears running the careful map a makeup artist painted an hour ago. She said she needed to confirm timing. Her voice shrinks. I told her to tell you. My wife shakes her head like she can rattle the truth out of her ears. He wasn't there, she says, which is a sentence that admits more than it denies. Who was? Her eyes skitter to Derek the way a compass needle skitters to north when you don't want it to. He flinches like honesty is made of bees. She tries to leave. Hand to belly, classic, heading toward the hallway like it's the moral high ground. I step to the side just one pace, not a block, a boundary. Sit, I say, and it comes out calm enough to rest on the coffee table. We finish this clean. The audience murmurs shift from oh to hum, spectacle mutating into jury duty. Her dad clears his throat, the sound of oak bending. We're here, he says. See it through. MIL shoots him a look sharp enough to peel fruit. He absorbs it like rain. The MC, God bless his lack of instincts, raises his mic a centimeter. Do we cut the cake? He whispers. Wrong room, wrong movie. He puts the mic down like it bid him. I breathe, shoulders down. What happens next, I tell the room, is boring. Facts, logistics, signatures. No screaming. I have zero interest in turning a baby party into daytime TV. We're going to be adults for 15 minutes. Mel scoffs. You call this adult? She gestures at the envelopes like I hit a ferret in them. I call this consequence, I say, and protection. For me, for my family, for the actual father, who deserves to know before a cake does. Grandma Judge hums approval. Nate whispers, clean slice. Cash, deadpan. We still haven't cut the cake, so cut something. I nod. We still haven't cut the cake, I say to my wife, meeting her eyes, not her performance. So I'm cutting the future instead. The fake one. She presses her palm to the table to keep from floating away. I'm sorry, she says, barely sound. I panicked. It got complicated. The truth was worse, I say, not unkind. But it's also simple. I pick up a pen from the advice cards, click it once. We sign, we step aside, we let the right people step forward. Mill lunges, finally dropping the pearls for the claws. Nate slides between them like a bouncer in pastels, hands open, voice gentle. We're not doing claws. My lawyer checks his watch, then the room, then me. The moment feels like a held breath. Outside, a car passes. Inside, a life does. I raise the second envelope, feel its paper weight, the density of things that end and begin. Her dad wipes his face with the heel of his hand, an old man gesture on a not old man. Do it right, he says, trying essay, and set the envelope down next to the advice card that reads communication is key in a stranger's handwriting. I look at my wife. This is me communicating. The confrontation, try-fail cycles. MIL lifts her chin like she's smelling a lawsuit. Labs are wrong all the time, she declares, projecting confidence the way projectors display lies brightly. False negatives, contamination, incompetent texts. My lawyer smiles with all gums and no threat. Chain of custody intact. 2 separate facilities. If both are wrong, Vegas has better odds. She points at him like he's a cockroach who filed a motion. You're not family. Correct, he says. I'm competent. My wife grips the table edge until the table becomes a confessional. You blindsided me, she says again, trying to line on for different outcomes. If you loved me, you would have it quieter. I tilt my head. I did. You rescheduled honesty. Her eyes flash. You went through my things. I found your things where you forgot your things, I say. Also, a messenger bag is not a locked diary. It's a portable red flag. MIL pivots like a seasoned weather vane. Character matters, she tells the room. This man has always been reactive, thin-skinned, jealous. Tash snorts. Jealous of math? Nate adds. He's jealous of people who put lids back on markers. That's it. Bridesmaid Live inhales like she's about to dive, then speaks. I texted her Monday night, she says, voice shaking. I asked if everything was okay. She replied. Results came in. Derek says don't worry. She clamps a hand over her mouth. I'm sorry. Derek's smile attempts to come back to her. She was worried about trimester timing, he blurts. I gave moral support. That's all. Kara's face falls off its hinges. Moral support? You drove her to the clinic and waited in the car playing Candy Crush like a ghoul. He turns on her. Why are you? Because I can still hear her sobbing, Kara snaps, voice suddenly steady. And because lying is loud, Derek. My wife's chest heaves. Stop, she orders, a queen without a crown. Everyone stop. She looks at me, eyes begging for the edit button that never existed. Can we please step into the office? This is the office, I say softly. We rented Pastel for it. She tries to move Pastel for it. She tries to move past to move past to move past. I shift only enough to embody a boundary. Not a block, a line. Sit, I repeat, calm as a library. Finish it clean. MIL steps in, voice silk on sandpaper. He's enjoying this. I'm surviving this, I say. Enjoyment is when your mother-in-law doesn't call humans legacy units. Survival looks like paperwork, not applause. The room's temperature drops to courtroom. The guests stop being guests and become witnesses. Phones lower like flags at half-mast. Grandma Judge folds her hands like a priest who knows the sermon will sting. Her dad sits, finally, like gravity reminded him how chairs work. My wife draws circles on the table with her finger, a ghost compass looking for north. What if it's wrong because you're not the father, but you still want to be? She winces at her own sentence. I wanted to be a lot of things, I say. I didn't want to be the plot twist, Mills Jean ticks. You'll not abandon my grandchild. I will not claim someone else's, I reply. Different verbs, different ethics. She lunges. You're a coward. Tash steps between like a velvet rope with eyebrows. Back up, Brenda. Mill's name is not Brenda. It is today. Nate lifts his palms. Nobody's throwing hands in front of helium. He nods at the cannons, which suddenly look like witnesses under oath. My lawyer clears his throat. We can proceed to the second document, he says, gentle as a nurse with a needle. Or we can delay and watch the room and vent 1,000 worse versions. I take a breath. Second document, I say, and slide the duplicate results halfway toward Mill like a coaster she doesn't deserve. Independent lab. New draw. Same math. She stares like she can glare numbers into a different religion. Forgery, she says. You're clever enough to fake letterhead. Thank you for the compliment. I nod at my lawyer. He produces chain of custody receipts like a magician who hates rabbits and loves signatures. Courier photographs. Technician log in timestamps. Video at intake. If this is fake, Netflix owes us a docuseries. A murmur runs the room, the sound of brains updating software. My wife shrinks an inch. I was going to tell you, she whispers. After the party, after we had fun. You scheduled my heartbreak between hors d'oeuvres and hashtags, I say. That's not telling me. That's staging me. The PR plan forgot consent had a veto. Her dad finally speaks, voice low and gravelly. Sweetheart. Just that. The kind of word a wall says before it stops a flood. MIL pivots again, new angle, old spear. He's punishing you because you come from more, she announces. He resents the difference. My accountant is here, I say. Ask him if I resent deposits. Nate coughs to hide a laugh. Tash whispers, bull. I catch it. She shouldn't have invited my accountant, I add loud enough. Or my lawyer. Or the truth. Bridesmaid Liv fiddles with her necklace. We begged her, she says to me, a confession mailed too. Late. Who said tell him? Monday. Not now. Kara exhales like she's purging a curse. We bought the confetti, not the lie. Derek tries again, a moth headbutting a bulb. Look, man, we can talk. He gestures toward the hallway like it's neutral ground and not a museum of poor decisions. Stop volunteering for sentences you're not in, I tell him. Mill claps once, a command. Enough. We will leave. You're free to, I say, but the truth stays. It's smaller than any of us, and it fills the room. My wife's mouth trembles. What do you want? She asks. Just say it. Name the price. Price. I blink. You keep trying to convert harm into currency. I want a clean ending. I want your lies off my calendar. I want my name off anything that pretends. Boundaries, not bargains. Logistics are love letters to your future self. Her dad nods, barely. Lyle hisses air like a tire learning limits. The MC, sweet summer child, raises a tentative finger. Do we push the cannons for a hug? The collective glare retires him. I look at the cake. We haven't cut it. Metaphors line up like volunteers. We still haven't cut the cake, I say, voice steady. So I'm cutting the future instead. I pull a folded page from the second envelope. Divorce petition, separation logistics, quiet as snowfall. Not yet served, that's next act, but present like winter. My wife stares at the header like it's a death notice. Why here? She whispers. Why this way? Because every other way got curated, I say. And because I won't let a baby announcement become a lie that lives in our photos. Control the moment where the moment controls the story. I pick boring on purpose. Boring is how you win peace. MIL sharpens. He'll regret this. I regret not practicing boundaries sooner, I say. I regret ignoring cadence, optics, and math. I don't regret daylight. Try fail, try fail. MIL reaches, blocked. Wife pleads, boundary. Derek speaks, gets muted. The room sways, then settles. The spectacle becomes a bench. People aren't gawking now. They're listening, and it's worse. Grandma Judge finally taps her cane once against the tile. Finish, she says, then eat sugar. My wife wipes her face, smearing mascara into something she can't fix with a filter. I'm sorry, she says louder now. I am. I panicked. I thought if it was yours, we'd be okay. When it wasn't, I thought time would make it kinder. Time only fattens truth, I say. It doesn't change its diet. Her dad whispers, do it right to no one and everyone. I set the papers down. Right now, right here, we end the pretend. No theatrics, just facts. Then we press the cannons and call it white. Neutral. Reset. Male sputters. You can't reclaim our reveal. It was never ours, I say. It was always the baby's. Let it go back to colorless until color belongs to the right people. Nate squeezes my shoulder. Tash nods once, like a judge stamping finalized. My lawyer checks his watch and murmurs, ready when you are. I look at my wife, at the idea of her I loved, at the person she is, at the distance between them. We finish this clean, I repeat. You sign when served. You pack with help. You text the actual father. You leave me out of your press release. Her breath catches. Okay, she says, finally choosing a word that isn't later. Okay. The room exhales, a long, aching thing, like a house settling after an earthquake. We still haven't cut the cake, but I just cut the story. The papers, serving in real time. I pull the second envelope like it's a parachute. It isn't. It's gravity. Okay, I say to the room, to the cameras that suddenly feel shy. We're going to handle logistics. Half the guests look relieved. The other half look disappointed there won't be a fistfight. Sorry to disappoint. We're doing adult. I slide the envelope open and place a neat stack on the cake table, careful not to frost the law. Divorce petition, I say, not triumphant, not trembling. Separation plan, temporary orders. Nothing dramatic, just math with signatures. The word math performs a small encore. MIL flinches like it's glittering, everywhere and impossible to vacuum. Revenge is logistics with better lighting. My lawyer steps up, voice warm linen. For service, I'll need verbal acknowledgement. He sets a tiny recorder next to the advice cards, a little red light that says make good choices. He nods to my wife. Ma'am, I am serving you with a petition for dissolution of marriage, case number already assigned. Please confirm receipt. Her mouth goes dry and brave. I confirm. She's steadying herself on the cake like truth is a countertop. I respect that. It's the first uncurated thing she's done all day. Mill lunges for the stack, eyes hunting for lines she can edit. Nate slides between with nightclub ease. We're not workshopping this draft, he says kindly. Tash steps wide, blocking Derek like a traffic cone with sarcasm. No interns in legal. I pull a capped pen from my pocket, place it on the papers like an olive branch with ink. There's a prenup clause, I tell the room, because rumors breed in silence. Specific language about paternity fraud. It doesn't ask me to be cruel. It asks me to stop paying for fiction. So, we'll follow it. Mill opens her mouth. I hold up a palm. Breathe, Brenda. Her name still isn't Brenda. No one corrects me. The universe approves. Consequence is not cruelty. It's housekeeping. Her dad stands, the rubber band snap of a quiet man deciding. He tucks a hand in his pocket like it might need restraining. If it's in there, he says, voice rough, we honor it. MIL whips to face him like a weather vane, spotting a betrayal gust. He doesn't blink. Today, blinking is for amateurs. I list boundaries the way you list ingredients on a label. Clear, no surprises. Apartment access is revoked tonight. I've boxed your essentials. A courier will deliver them to your sisters by noon tomorrow. Bank accounts unlinked, cards canceled, passwords changed, keys in a bowl. Lawyer contact only. No group chats, no long paragraphs at midnight, no drive-by apologies on my stoop. No triangulating via friends. Add no baby photos in my inbox, no nostalgia coupons. We create space. We keep it clean. Someone's aunt goes, like I just offered a casserole of sanity. My mother squeezes my elbow, permission and pride. She hates spectacle. She loves spine. Her hand lowers like a steadying bar. The guests recalibrate out loud. A cousin whispers, he planned gracious, like it's a rare species. The MC nods solemnly at the recorder. Grandma Judge claps once, soft, like a benediction. Liv dabs her face. Kara inhales through a new set of lungs. Derek studies the stucco like he's filing a complaint with it. MIL tries one more angle. You will not cut her off like a criminal. The room watches the word criminal hit the air, then hit the floor. I answer without heat. I'm cutting off access, not compassion. Two different scissors. I glance at my wife. You're not a villain. You're a person who made a cluster of choices. I'm a person making mine. My lawyer clears his throat, a polite metronome. Timestamp established, he says, tapping his phone. Service acknowledged at 3:17 p.m. He prints the words with his voice, then with his pen in a neat note on a form. He's calm in the way lifeguards are, serious, sun-creased, annoying for people who wanted to dive where they can't swim. MIL sways forward, hands twitching. Nate's palm floats up between them. No touching the paperwork, he says, like the kindergarten teacher we all needed sooner. She sizzles. Brenda energy. She takes a half step back. Progress. I turn to my wife. You may want a pen different from mine, I say, offering choices like dignity snacks. She takes it. The cap clicks off. A tiny guillotine. She doesn't sign. She doesn't have to yet. Service is the point. Reality's been delivered. The signature will catch up. Her eyes are glassy but direct. Where am I supposed to go, she asks. It isn't a weapon. It's a map request. Your sister's, I say. A friend's. A hotel with curtains thicker than your thoughts. I'm not throwing you into the street. I just changed the address of the lie. Mill scoffs. And the baby? She spits baby like she owns a trademark. The baby belongs to its parents, I say. Not to our photographs. Not to our hashtags. I'll step out of the way so the right father can step in. I glance at Derek without giving him the gift of a name. He withers like basil in January. Her dad looks at me, really looks, like a man inspecting a bridge he'll have to cross. Thank you, he says, almost inaudible. It lands anyway. I address the room because rumor is a sport here. If you're tempted to pick a side, I say, pick the side where the kid gets honesty. Send casseroles there. Gossip feeds on sugar, starve it. A few people nod like their ovens just volunteered. Outrage burns hot. Discipline holds heat. We move to logistics like a crew breaking down a set. My lawyer lists the wall calendar beats. We'll email counsel within the hour. Temporary orders, mutual stay. Away from each other's financials. Interim possession of the apartment to petitioner. Vehicle to respondent for 30 days. Exchange of personal property by appointment. Third party present. The words dull the edges. This is what I wanted. Boring safety. MIL tries to interrupt. This is absurd. And my lawyer glides past like a skater avoiding a goose. Additionally, he says, no disparagement on social platforms. He looks up, pleasant? That includes you, Patricia. Last names turn into first names when you lose privilege points. Reputation management starts with self-control. Who do you think you are? She hisses. A boundary with a law degree, Tash answers for him. My mother steps up, small but immovable. We'll walk you to your car later, she tells my wife. It's an offer and a guardrail. My wife nods, a tiny bow. That's the moment I let myself breathe. The crowd processes in montage, my uncle contrite, my sister fierce, her cousins sticky with shame, the balloon guy, reverend. I look around at a room full of people who thought they came for color and got grayscale truth instead. Not the party they wanted, but better for the liver. I pick up the stack again, slide a page to the top. One more boundary, I say. No baby timelines in my ear. No ultrasound photos in my inbox. If you need help, ask the man who made a child with you. I keep my empathy. I revoke my role. She nods, a wince and a promise in one motion. MIL opens her mouth. I hold up a finger. And you, I add, talk to my lawyer only. No notes on my character. No late-night press releases about Grace. You don't get to narrate me. She blanches. It looks expensive. I gather the pages, straighten them on the table, line the edges until they behave. The recorder blinks its small, satisfied eye. My lawyer pockets his copy like a priest stowing sacrament. Nate relaxes his shoulders. Tash finally lets her eyebrow come down. Confetti was still scheduled, I say, turning to the balloon guy whose faith has been tested and passed. So we'll give you something to cheer. I nod at the white cannons. Neutral. Reset. The balloon guy grins like he's about to absolve us with paper rain. I take my wife's hand for the last time. That isn't paperwork. It's not a romantic touch. It's a thank you, a sorry, and a goodbye. And a please don't make this uglier than it has to be. Later, I tell her, we'll talk. Honest. She nods. Honest, she repeats, like a new language. Compassion without obligation. I step back. The room rearranges around the absence. Phones lower. Mouths close. We might actually be ready to do the wrong thing. All right, I say, voice steady, stomach knot. Let's reset the room. The reveal anyway. Closure beat in chaos. I nod to the MC. He nods to the balloon guy. The white cannons angle up like they've been waiting for a morality clause. 3, 2, 1. The room flinches. The cannons pop. Soft thunder, paper rain. White streamers bloom and drift. No pink, no blue. Neutral like hospital walls. The room exhales and stares at weather. I take the mic. Quick note before cake therapy, I say. In lieu of gifts, we're donating everything in that jar to a paternity rights charity. If you brought a present, thank you. My cousin will help return it with zero drama and maximum tape. Tash salutes with a roll of packing tape like a sword she's been waiting to legally wield. MIL tries to rally a boo with her eyes. The room declines. My mother starts the soft clap, the kind church ladies use when a child finally stops running. It spreads like mercy. The MC swallows and nods like an intern promoted by accident. The white paper keeps falling, blinking in the light like unbranded snow. I raise my cup. A toast, I say, steady. To truth. To peace. To the kid, wherever he is, whoever he belongs to. Getting parents who show up, not just pose. The word pose lands and evaporates. And to the actual father stepping forward sooner than later and doing what fathers do, everything. That's not shade. That's a job description. A few people answer here, then realize they mean it. Her dad lifts his glass half an inch. His eyes are wet, but not with spin. Derek stares at a streamer stuck to his shoe like it's a subpoena. My wife steps closer, voice small but present. I'm sorry, she says. I'm sorry. I messed up. She doesn't reach for me. Growth. Can we talk tomorrow? Not PR, just human. Later, I say, keeping my voice soft enough that strangers can't steal it. And honest. It's the first future I've promised all day, and it's only a conversation. I set the mic down before it bites anyone else. My lawyer squeezes my shoulder like a priest who believes in paperwork. Nate claps my back so gently it counts as character development. Tash whispers, exit, and I nod. We take the long way around the crowd, not through it, like leaving a movie mid-credits without apologizing. People part with that hush people reserved for funerals and new babies. Phones lower. No one wants to be the person who filmed pen on paper and called it content. Grandma Judge lifts her cane in my direction like a benediction and says, eat something, which is her way of saying, don't let grief live rent-free. At the door, my mom meets us, presses a napkin, wrapped something into my palm. Brownie, she says. Sugar wins. I smile like my face forgot how it remembers. Behind her, my sister flanks my wife and quietly steers her away from Mel, who's vibrating at a frequency only dogs and subpoenas can hear. We hit the porch. The air is cold and clean, the kind that rinses you whether you asked or not. The white paper follows, a few late flakes landing on the steps like a last thought. I breathe. For the first time all day, the inhale doesn't snag. Nate leans on the railing. You okay? He asks. A stupid question with the right answer. No, I say. And yes, both are true. My chest feels emptied and lighter. Grief's there, stacking boxes, but at least it labeled them. Boundaries gave it shelves. Rage wanted a monologue. I gave it a clipboard. Tash bumps my shoulder with hers. You did it clean, she says. Could have been messy. You chose boring. She grins. I'm proud and a little disappointed. Try again next scandal, I say. The laugh that escapes sounds like a cough that changed careers. My lawyer checks his watch, then the sky. I'll email counsel in 20, he says. Eat the brownie. He leaves like a ghost who invoices. We start down the steps. Inside, the MC attempts a regroup with, okay, everybody, cake, and the room answers with a shaky, hopeful cheer, the human instinct to chew after a crisis. The white cannons lie on their sides, like animals who did their job and want a nap. Halfway to the sidewalk, my wife calls my name from the porch. Not the pet name, my actual one. I turn. She doesn't come down. Good boundary. Thank you for not killing me, she says, voice raw. I deserved worse. You deserved truth, I answer. Same as me. She nods. I'll make it right with him, she says, meaning the person who isn't me. It lands, heavy and correct. I nod back. Do that. Mill appears behind her like a storm cloud wearing perfume. She opens her mouth. My wife lifts a hand, small, firm. Not now, Mom. The porch tilts. Evolution spotted in the wild. We walk. The sidewalk is blessedly uncurated. Nate talks about sandwiches like they're a lighthouse. Tash lists the things we'll need, bins, labels, a playlist that won't try to fix me. I listen to shoes on concrete and my heart not breaking in public anymore. At the curb, I look back once. Through the window, I see the throne, the cake, the white streamers catching light like forgiveness. The sign still says better together. It's not ironic. It's aspirational. For someone else. Outside, the air doesn't taste like frosting anymore. It tastes like air. Aftermath, fallout, and rebuilding. By dawn, my phone was a slot machine that only paid out opinions. Half the messages were proud of you, the other half were, couldn't you have done it privately, which is rich from people who live stream their oatmeal. I muted everything but family and my lawyer. The rest could yell into their group chats without me as a designated listener. Receipts ended arguments fast, not because people got kinder, because math is stubborn. A cousin posted a sanctimonious marriage is sacred paragraph. Tash replied with a cropped screenshot of the clinic header and wrote, so is paternity. That thread died of natural causes. MIL tried spin. Of course she did. A Notes app apology on her firm's Instagram appeared within 24 hours. A private family misunderstanding was mishandled. We value integrity. She sprinkled words like growth and grace like parsley. Then a client forwarded an audio clip to a reporter, MIL, coaching my wife in that whisper cold voice. Cry on betrayed and touch your belly when you say family. Pause after legacy. Brands don't love being managed by someone who treats humans like focus groups. Contracts evaporated like spilled vodka. My wife sent one message through my lawyer. Can we meet to talk without sharp objects or witnesses? I set conditions. Public cafe, no MIL, no Derek, no phones on tables, no legal talk, just human. She agreed. We picked a place with bad chairs and good coffee. She arrived looking like someone who'd been introduced to consequences and didn't hate them. We apologized, both of us. Not for the math. For the cruelty around it. She cried like a person, not a strategy. I didn't hug her. Boundaries aren't mean. They're fences around gardens you want to grow later. Quiet months followed because I designed them. Therapy on Tuesdays. Sleep like a sacrament. Friends who didn't require a full recap every time they handed me a beer. Nate dragged me to pick up basketball and forced me to remember my body wasn't just a vehicle for carrying grief. Tash made me pack with labels: kitchen, closet, regrets, miscellaneous. We put on a playlist titled Clean Cuts Only and boxed a life without letting it box me. The practical stakes turned into checklists. Name off the lease. Signed. Utilities split and shut. Confirmed. Bank accounts unlink. Like untangling 2 sets of earbuds, but doable. I learned to love notarization. It's a seal that says the past can be organized if not erased. I changed login passwords and accidentally changed my own story. Every new password must contain. Prompt felt like a tiny dare. Include numbers, symbols, and boundaries. Add grace if available. People expected rage. They got errands. I built a bed frame with instructions and only swore twice. I assembled a coffee table without attaching my despair to it. I bought a plant and promised it nothing it couldn't photosynthesize. My mom brought soup once a week and left Tupperware like she was sowing kindness for spring. She didn't ask for updates. She asked if I was eating. We rank caregivers by the verbs they choose. I didn't block my wife. I didn't follow her either. We became 2 dots on a map with a clear road between them marked "Do Not Enter." We exchanged exactly 4 emails: receipts, pickup times, the title to the Corolla, a short note that said, "Thank you for staying kind to my dad." I wrote back "always" because he'd been decent in a house that treated image like oxygen. The unborn child was the part everyone kept stepping around like a crack in the sidewalk. The simplest thing I can tell you is this: I felt compassion without obligation. Empathy isn't a subpoena. I hope that kid never sees a screenshot of that room. I hope his father learns to show up even when cameras aren't hired. Someday, a teenager I share 0 DNA with knocks on my door asking questions I can legally ignore. I'll make hot chocolate and answer the ones that belong to me. But I won't lend him a history I don't own. Love can be kind and still say, "Not my lane." MIL reached out once through a courier because old dogs can learn compliance when contempt becomes expensive. The note inside said, "For the record, we intended no harm." I returned it unopened with a sticky note. Harm doesn't care about intentions. It was petty. It was also accurate. Then I blocked her courier. Boundaries should scale. The internet did its internet thing. Memes, nicknames, shipping me with the truth, which is flattering until you realize people will marry you to an abstract concept to avoid self-work. I declined interviews. I wrote 1 long post and pinned it for 3 months. I'm okay. She will be okay. The kid will be okay if the adults act like adults. Please recycle your outrage. Work steadied me. My boss gave me a dull project, code compliance updates on a mid-rise. It was perfect. There's something about aligning exit signs and confirming stair widths that heals you after watching people ignore figurative exits. I updated egress plans like I was writing apologies in geometry. I made my apartment mine with small, stubborn acts. A rug that didn't match anything. A crooked frame I refused to fix because wonky felt honest. I cooked terrible chili twice and excellent grilled cheese 19 times. I bought sheets above 300 thread count for the first time in my life and slept like a person who likes himself. Friends visited without unpacking me. We watched movies that had nothing to do with love or babies. Nate started collecting coins from laundromats and didn't explain why. Tash taught me how to say no without providing a bibliography. My sister texted me dog photos at 3 a.m. because insomnia loves company. We built a community of small gestures that didn't ask for applause. Support is verbs, not speeches. Boundaries are nouns that act like armor. When the decree finalized, my lawyer sent a celebratory email with confetti emojis I decided to forgive. I printed the final page and placed it in a file labeled closed. Then, because life loves symmetry, I hosted one more party, not pastel warfare. A backyard at Nate's, 4 strings of lights, a borrowed speaker, a cheap cooler, a sign on the fence that said, "Bring yourself, not your drama." We grilled. We told dumb stories. Tash made a toast that wasn't a performance. To boring good choices, she said, lifting her plastic cup. To receipts that stay in drawers. To math that lets people breathe. People laughed and clinked. I felt my chest open in that way air loves. No frosting. No frosting. No frosting. No, just weather. Near the end, my wife's dad slipped in quietly, stood near the hydrangeas like he was visiting a museum exhibit titled Peace. He waited until the music dipped. I didn't know, he said. I should have. I said, knowing is expensive around here. He nodded, eyes damp, then handed me a small box. Inside, the cake knife from the party, polished clean. We didn't use it, he said. You might as well eat cake again someday. We both laughed like humans who intended to. On my way home, I realized grief had stopped asking for a microphone. It was still in the car, buckled in, calmer. I rolled the window down and let autumn do what it does best, remind you that endings are what make color honest. I wasn't healed. Healing isn't a trophy, it's a behavior. I was practicing. And for once, practice felt like enough. Reflection, lessons, boundaries, and humor that heals. Here's the gentlest truth I learned. Red flags aren't fireworks. They're repetitive. They show up like a metronome you pretend is part of the song. You hear the secrecy cadence, the late-night texts that arrive in threes, the vague calendar invites, the rescheduled honesty. You see weaponized optics, rules for angles, curated surprises, love treated like a marketing deck. You feel timeline math arguing with your bones, the dates that don't line up, the swatches from rooms you don't live in, the word finally tossed like a brick through the window of your gut. That's the list: cadence, optics, math. When two agree, listen. When all three harmonize, leave the choir. The body knows, believe the flinch. If you're in the fog, here's the playbook I wish I'd had before I started labeling boxes regrets. Miscellaneous. 1. Verify before you erupt. Feelings are loud, but documents whisper the truth. Screenshots, receipts, calendars, chain of custody. Quiet work beats loud suspicion. 2. Pick witnesses on purpose. The right people in the room make lies expensive and the truth cheap. I didn't need an audience. I needed accountability with name tags. 3. Control the narrative by controlling your body. Breathe, shoulders down, water in hand. You can't think if your pulse is doing parkour. 4. Choose timing with your future self in mind. I didn't detonate a party. I diffused a bomb scheduled to go off under a cake. Ask what keeps tomorrow livable? Not heroic. Livable. 5. Script your boundaries ahead of time. The moment isn't the time to invent language. Write your lines like emergency exits. Clear, lit, posted. Lawyer only. No debates via group chat. No midnight paragraphs. Return to cinder on guilt. Add no triangulation. I practiced mine out loud. The first time I sounded like a moose. The 5th time I sounded like a person. Here are the exact phrases that saved me from pettiness and turned me back into a human being. I'm surviving this, not enjoying it. That one kept me from grandstanding when the mic felt warm. We finished this clean. It's simple and magnetic. It pulled the chaos toward closure. Compassion without obligation. That line kept me from adopting responsibilities that didn't have my DNA but had my empathy. Steal them if you want. They fit most emergencies. Humor helped, but it wasn't a weapon. It was a pressure valve. I told one joke about legal confetti because my hands were shaking. I renamed my Mill Brenda because I needed a cartoon to stand between me and pure rage. I told Derek to stop volunteering for sentences he wasn't in because sentence-level humor beats felony-level violence. If your jokes punch down, you're not healing, you're re-injuring. Aim them at the absurdities, not the people you'll regret bleeding. Laugh at patterns, not at pain. I'm not a hero. I miss plenty. I ignored math because I loved the mood board. I loved an idea of us that fit in grid view and looked good in captions. It's not as comfy, it's a weighted blanket for your conscience. Sunk cost is a con man in a tux. He says you must keep paying because you've paid so much. I kept investing, expecting dividends from a projection. The market doesn't care about your heart. The market only cares about your heart. The market only cares about inputs. My input was optimism without verification. My output was paperwork. Boundaries aren't barbed wire. They're railings on a staircase. They keep you from throwing yourself down the steps every time a text pings. My scripts became my railings. Lawyer only. When someone tried to lure me into the DMs for a morality debate, I sent my counsel's email and muted the thread. No debates via group chat. Group chats breed performative virtue and screenshot harvests. I declined stage time. Returned to sender on guilt. When a paragraph arrived titled Grace, I stamped it refused and kept walking. No triangulation. Don't let people use you as a switchboard. You don't have to accept every package at your door. If you're planning your own reveal, not just babies, truth, mind the 30-second rule. Every half minute, ask, would I keep watching my own behavior? If the answer is no, add a moment of calm, not a plot twist. Breathe. Step back. Take a sip. Say, we'll pause here. The best twist is restraint. It ages well in front of witnesses and sleep. People will tell you to forgive quickly. Slow down. Forgiveness without boundaries is just accessible seating for future harm. Start with clarity. This happened. Then distance. I'm over here now. Then mercy if you have surplus. Mercy is a luxury good. Don't finance it. I did small things that felt silly and turned out to be sacred. I wrote my values on an index card I kept in my wallet. Don't lie. Don't gloat. Don't escalate. Don't sign what you don't own. I taped a copy inside my cupboard next to the cumin. Every time I made eggs, I read the list aloud like a recipe I finally remembered. The day I forgot to read it, I almost texted a victory lap to the wrong person. The cumin saved me. Another small thing, assign friends jobs before the storm hits. Tash was eyebrow security. Nate was bodyguard for paperwork and snacks. My mom was hydration and grace. Your people want to help, they just need verbs. Stand here. Hold this. If I start to rant, hand me a cracker. It sounds dumb. It's genius. You can't think and shake and snack and sign at the same time. Outsource your tremors. If you're the one who messed up, and odds say at some point you will be, here's the kid I wish more people carried. I did this. Not we, not if, not passive voices, slippery cowardice. Then this is what I'll do next. Not hope, not vibes, not God's timing. Concrete verbs. Call, pay, step back. Tell the truth to the person who needs it. Tell the truth to the person who needs it and needs it. Let silence be the first repayment. Final ethic, the one that yanked me out of pettiness when Twitter begged for a monologue. Don't torch the village. Remove the match and the oxygen. Walk away with your dignity and your documents. Let rumors suffocate without your breath. It will. Outrage has asthma. Discipline is the algorithm. Boundaries are the code. If you're in the middle of your own reveal, here's what I learned standing under white confetti, counting my breaths like change. You don't have to win. You have to stay clean. You don't have to be fearless. You have to be boring in the right places. Verify before you speak. Script before you feel. Love the kid you were when you believed people without receipts. He tried. Give him better tools. Then put down the cake knife and pick up the pen. The signature is the softest way out, but still counts as leaving. The cannon's popped, and for once, the mess belonged to the air, not to me. If this story hits something raw, stick around. I've got more receipts, calmer plans, and a few jokes that help me breathe. Subscribe, share this with a friend who needs a nudge, and hit the next video where we go from red flags to real conversations. New drops every week. Bring your boundaries. I'll bring the brain to a wing. drops every week. Bring your boundaries. I'll bring the letters. Bring the dunderies. I'll bring the vrede. I'll bring the blonde. Vad vet något till vi. Vet däckning. Your boundaries, I'll bring the blee. Fit new drops. A ring?